Hi everyone and welcome to Property Edge. Edge Recruitment's live market update for South Australia's property and real estate industry. My name is Peta Seaman and I'm the Managing Director at Edge Recruitment. Today we'll be joined by Edge's Principal Consultant 𝗽𝗂𝗿𝗽𝗍 and Taarnby Real Estate's Donna Hughes to unpack what makes the real estate industry such a dynamic and rewarding place to build a career and some of the exciting career pathways you might not have considered. We'll also take a look at the latest employment stats across South Australia and Australia, the results from the latest social media poll, and the latest property and real estate job opportunities across Adelaide. Let's get started. When people think about real estate, they often picture sales agents and auction days, but the industry is so much broader than that. Behind every successful agency is a diverse team of professionals with many roles offering long-term rewarding career pathways that people outside the industry may not have ever considered. At a time when skilled professionals are in high demand across South Australia, real estate continues to offer strong career progression, stability, flexibility, and opportunity to build meaningful client relationships. So today, to unpack what makes the industry such a dynamic and rewarding place to build a career and some of the exciting pathways you might not have considered, I'd like to introduce 𝗽𝗂𝗿𝗽𝗍, Edge's Principal Recruitment Consultant, and Donna Hughes, Director of Property Management at Taarnby Real Estate. We're delighted to have Donna here to share her insights from an impressive leadership career within property management and her deep understanding of the real estate industry.
Hi, Mary Jane. It's a pleasure.
To start us off with, Donna, can you tell us a little bit about your journey, your career journey, and how it led to your senior role and leadership role at Taarnby Real Estate?
Sure. I guess for me, I've always had a passion for real estate. From quite a young age, I saw my parents flip, buy, sell property. So even from the age of 10, I was quite heavily involved in that process. Getting the house ready for opens, renovating, flipping the house and just seeing what they went through. So I guess it sparked a little bit of a passion for the industry. Moving to Adelaide meant I didn't really have a big network of people available to me. So I took matters into my own hands on my supermarket wage and bought myself a suit and door knocked, cold called around 50 businesses across Adelaide, where I finally made my break with the professionals. They liked my drive and determination because I think I remember saying, I'll even wash dishes, just give me a role. So started with them in sales. I listed my first sales property within 2 weeks, but I decided it wasn't for me. It was all very daunting, obviously at a very young age. There I got a really good glimpse of the property management department and I'd see the property managers' day-to-day tasks. And I guess that sparked interest for me, more so seeing the relationship she was building, that there was, obviously no 2 days were the same. And I guess a constant stream of income was attractive. Yeah, so that's where I started. Of course, how did I end up here? You have to start somewhere. So started an admin role and slowly progressed my way through property management, business development roles and head of department roles. Head of department roles are probably my most favourite because I get to shape the young ones in the industry and obviously get to build really good client relationships as well.
100%. When people think of real estate, as you have just described, they think about real estate sales agents. What are some of the exciting career pathways that often fly under the radar in a real estate office?
Well, I guess when you think of sales, it's very high demand, isn't it? It's a lot of long hours, after hours, weekends, and not everyone has the capacity to work those hours. So for that reason, obviously, admin roles are a very good option, as is property management. Obviously, you're working mostly Monday to Friday with the occasional weekend work. but you've got obviously the constant steady income, reliable, whereas your sales agents are relying on that paycheck week to week, depending on performance, of course. But it's more of a steady flow of income in property management or an admin-based role.
100%. With Taarnby has grown a lot over the last couple of years, and I suppose what roles have you seen come into demand over this time?
Well, I guess your sales roles are always probably, and the business development are probably the most highly sought after. But probably much like myself, I do see a lot of people come into those roles and not realise the demands, or I guess lack of income if, you know, the performance isn't there, that they then sometimes switch up careers or positions, may I say. Property management, admin. Obviously, we've got a projects division. We had someone start in sales who had been a sales agent, and after, you know, scoping out the project side, decided that was probably a better fit for him. So I guess there is so much diversity in what role, I guess, suits you best.
Yeah. Now, coming back to your department at Taarnby Real Estate, what does a long-term career look like in real estate now in property management?
Well, I guess for me, as I said, start in an admin-based role. I think that's the best place you can start. Obviously, you learn everything from start to finish, and you get a really good handle on processes, what's involved, before you're then thrown in the deep end of client liaisons, dealing with tricky situations, conflict resolution. So admin roles, I think, would be the best starting point to then gradually work up to your property management role, perhaps business development, and then depending obviously on your appetite for career, head of department, director, etc.
Exactly. What has made real estate so rewarding for you, and why do you think people are attracted to it?
For me, it's the client relationships, and obviously the friends I've the friends I've gained along the way. I mean, I'm still friends with people I first started my career with. So you meet some really, really good people, both professionally and your clients. Again, I have some clients that have been with me since day dot. That would probably be the most rewarding, and obviously outcomes, positive outcomes for your clients.
So what are some common misconceptions about working in real estate that you'd love to debunk?
Oh gosh, where do I start? I guess we've got a bad rap, right? You know, what dodgy, money hungry. I guess all professions have a, I guess, title that they're known for, and we don't get the best rap. However, that said, and as per my previous comment, I have honestly worked with some of the most professional, friendly, ethical people in my career. So for me, it couldn't be further from the truth.
I suppose renting, not every property that you rent out is at the $1,500 mark, and some units and townhouses would be down at the $300 mark. So there is, I think the misconception across there is every house is looking at $1 million price tag.
Yeah.
For somebody who is outside of the industry, what makes them a great fit for real estate? And if they've never considered working in property?
I guess if you've got really strong customer service experience, like client liaison, you will exceed in real estate. So real estate is all about people, about forming relationships, keeping those relationships. So if you've got really strong communication and client skills, then you will definitely succeed, and your skill set can be transferable.
Yeah. And finally, if someone is considering a move into real estate in 2026, what advice would you give them?
I guess the first piece of advice would be to ensure you're licensed. So if you want to be a sales agent or property manager, both require licenses in South Australia. So I guess it shows an employer your dedication to the industry. And it also means if we do interview you and you look like a good fit, we can offer you that role, whereas we'd be very limited if you didn't have a licence. In some areas, obviously admin, you don't necessarily need the licence to carry out certain tasks, but a licence, yes, would probably be the first step, just to show your determination.
I 100% agree with you. Licensing has become very, very important in 2026. So, Donna, thanks so much for joining us today and sharing your insight into property management. We really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you, MJ.
See you soon.
See ya.
Thank you so much for your time, Mary Jane and Donna. You have given us some great insights into what makes real estate such a dynamic and rewarding career option, and certainly gives anyone interested in the industry some food for thought on pathways they may not have considered before. Stay with us. There's still lots more to come in this edition of the Property Edge. Let's move on to the property report.
Hi, my name is 𝗽𝗂𝗿𝗽𝗲, Edge Recruitment for 6 years as a temp. I think with Edge Recruitment, what's done differently is definitely the support, high quality assignments. The people know the clients really well and they know what suits me and my personality. And also, as time has gone on, I really enjoy doing inspections. So they put me into jobs that are inspection orientated. I get out to meet our clients to really enjoy. It's great, and I'm out on the road, so which I like as well.
Okay, to start this week's property report, let's look at the latest employment stats. Australia's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate fell to 4.1% in December 2025, down from 4.3% in November of 2025. Employment levels increased, with both full-time and part-time jobs rising in December. Here in South Australia, unemployment dropped to 3.9% seasonally adjusted, below the national average, and this was one of the lowest rates among the states, showing strong employment performance locally. Total employment in South Australia hit a record high of over 1 million people in work, which is a milestone for the state, and South Australia's participation rate also rose, indicating more people actively engaging in the workplace. Compared to national figures, South Australia showed stronger employment growth and lower unemployment, pointing to a resilient labour market. According to the latest SEEK data, job ads declined across the country by 3% year on year in the December quarter, while applications per ad increased significantly over the past 12 months by 7.2%. South Australia was the only state to record an overall increase in job ads in the quarter year on year at 1.4%, which rose again in January by 0.8%. In contrast, applications per ad remained lower than the national level, with a limited growth rate since June 2024, showing a tighter candidate market. In South Australia's property and real estate sector, job ads were up 12.8% in the December quarter 2025, when they were down nationally, showing that South Australia's property job market remains active and growing. Now for some insights from our recent social media polls. The way a workplace is designed can have a huge impact on communication, focus, and team culture. As hybrid and flexible work continue to evolve, employers are rethinking how office design influences productivity and engagement. So we asked our followers what kind of office layout they think works best. 75% of voters said they prefer a hybrid mix of spaces, 13% said an open plan office, is ideal, and the remaining 13% said they are most productive in a partitioned cubicle setup. Interestingly, no one said they prefer a private office setup, showing that people do prefer to be in closer working environment with their colleagues. Now, as the 2026 work year got underway, I asked our followers to share their main career focus for 2026. 36% said salary progression is their focus, not surprising given high living costs and unsteady interest rates. 27% said they are seeking career growth this year, and 18% said they are after better work-life balance, and 18% said they are looking for a good team culture and work environment. Now let's take a look at the hot jobs. Taking a look at the first job that we have up at the moment is the Sales and Development Training Manager. This is a rare permanent full-time opportunity at a leading South Australian company. Lead and inspire sales teams, deliver engaging training programs, mentor professionals, and drive strategic growth in this high-impact role, perfect for someone passionate about performance, coaching, and shaping the future of the real estate industry. You can contact Mary Jane 𝗽𝗍𝗍 for more information on this role. We also have a centre manager's position. Our commercial property specialist, Kelly Armstrong, has listed multiple opportunities for experienced centre managers to work closely with key stakeholders and oversee day-to-day operations at well-respected companies across Adelaide. If you love tenant interaction and working in a busy environment, one of these roles could be for you. There are both full-time and part-time options available. And the final role we've got today is a principal planner. This is a great temporary opportunity for someone available for full-time work. We're seeking someone with specialist skills in building planning and capital works project management for this critical planning government role. Contact our temp specialist, Taarnby Real Estate, for more information about this role. These are just some of the jobs available now at Edge. You'll find the links to these jobs in the comments below, and all of our vacant roles can be found on the Edge Recruitment website at 𝗽𝗂𝗿𝗽𝗍𝗃.com.au. That's it for today. Jump onto Edge Recruitment's social media across LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. If you have anything else you'd like to add to the topics we've discussed to stay ahead of the job market and be the first to hear about our new property and real estate jobs opportunities across Adelaide. Thank you for joining us on the Property Edge. We will be back soon with our next edition to cover the latest market and employment updates across South Australia. We'll see you then.